Okay. A very good evening, everyone. Can you all let me know if you all can hear me and see a screen before we start? Yes, can see a screen? You all can't text. No, hold on. Give me a second. Uh, right. I think now you should be able to text. Uh, Others also, yes, can see a screen. Fine. Right. Perfect. Okay, so we'll get started and we'll get going. So I think we've had a couple of weeks of a break. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to give you all a proper solid study plan and also going to introduce you to what we are going to do in the fast track and how you're going to plan out the next 7 months. So this is not just for econ. You can apply this for the other subjects that you're doing because A levels is not about one subject. A levels is about balancing three subjects. So I also understand that properly, right? I'm not going to put all econ into your head. I want you all to, at the end of this session, also what you can do is, guys, try to have a piece of paper. Don't just look at the screen and wait. Get a piece of paper and have a pen also and jot down the important study tips that I give you. So that can definitely help you all plan out what we need to do. So I'm looking at a 1.5 hour, 2 hour session today until around 9 p.m. We'll properly make a proper plan for the subjects. So let me get started uh, with sharing the screen. Okay. So today, guys, I'm not going to teach you all econ. I'm hoping that was clear. From tomorrow onwards only, we are starting with unit number 1. We'll learn the econ parts. So today, what we're going to do is we're going to plan this out. Because if you don't have a proper plan, we don't get things done properly. If you're just doing something for the sake of doing, that doesn't work. So we need to have a proper plan and a proper strategy to get this done. So we'll talk about a small study plan. And before we get into anything, we'll just look at when is your exam date for now and how many days do we actually have. So currently your exam is announced or it's scheduled to happen on the 25th of November. And econ is your first paper. So ideally on the 25th of November, that is a Monday, you all will be doing econ paper 1. On the 26th of November, a Tuesday, you all will be sitting for econ paper 2. And just like that, the other subjects also, you all will have your timetable set. For now, this is the date. Whether this will get pushed, I don't think it will get pulled. They're not going to bring it forward. I firmly believe that they're going to stick to this date somehow because otherwise there is a Christmas holiday in the middle. So their plan is to finish it off before Christmas. So hopefully if the O-level results and all does not get late, there is O-levels happening in May. Once those results come in like, let's say 3 months, and if there is no delay and all of it, most likely recorrection results have to come. And once all of those come, most likely by November end, you all will have your exam. So highly unlikely that it will get pushed further. And it's not going to be pushed full front also. But even if something happens, don't worry, we'll still prepare for it. So for now, we are set for November 25th, and that gives us from today, that gives us a 224 days. Now, we'll not talk about what happened in the past because we can't control that case. What you all did in the past, what you all did for the last couple of years, that's not under our control. So don't worry. Some of you all now, I saw when you all registered for the fast track, there was a form that I gave you all to fill. And in that form, I asked you for your current level. Some of you all were already at a level of 75 and more. Some of you all were below 35. Some of you all were between 35 to 50. So that depends on what you all have been doing in the last, I'll say, 1.5 years. Now, we can't change that. So we are not going to worry about that. What we are going to do is we're trying to make sure that this remaining 224 days, trust me, Lamai, that's a lot of days. 224 days is a lot of days which you can get a lot of things done. So this is until the 25th of November. So roughly, if you divide this by 3, you roughly have around close to around, I would say, 74 days. 74 days per subject. That itself is again a lot of time. So you have around 74 days per subject to get things done. Right. Then with that being said, now what I'm trying to put into your head is that we have enough time. So don't worry, guys. Even if you're right now, even at a level of 0, even at already at a level of a 75, no matter what level you are, we have enough time and we're going to focus and get it done. So that is something that you need to get into your head. You have enough time, because the moment you decide that you can't get it done, it's gone. Believe there is time. There is 224 days. That's a lot of time. Then in terms of this, now, another mistake that some of you all make, this is a quote that even my econ teacher told me when I was doing A levels. So some of them, a mistake that all of you all do is, okay, a mistake that most of you all do is you all settle for something less. Now, some of you all, guys, have you all already made up your mind that you're going to just pass this exam? Yes. Already made up your mind. I'm not going for a A, I'm just going for a C. That is enough. If I get a B, that is enough. If I get a this thing, that's enough. Some of you already made up your mind there. Now, I'll tell you, if you make up your mind 1 month before the exam, that's fine. Because now I'm clearly telling you all have 224 days left. That's a lot of time. And you don't have to settle for anything less than a. So your minimum target, Lamai, right now, your bare minimum target has to be to get a A. That has to be your minimum target right now. The color. Okay. So your minimum target has to be A, because if you settle for something, let's say like a B or a C, you're going to shoot low. So then coming to this quote itself, the quote says, shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you land among the stars. So I'll make a small edit, something that my econ teacher also did. We'll change this. Even if you miss, not that you land among the stars, right? Even if you miss, you will hit a coconut tree. So you shoot for the moon. Even if you miss, you'll at least hit a coconut tree. So what am I trying to say over here is when I say shoot for the moon, you shoot for 100 out of 100. That is your target. Your target is not 75 out of 100. You target 100 out of 100. You target for the highest possible thing that you can get. That's what you can get in Laban. You target for 100 out of 100. And then you'll at least hit a coconut tree. You'll at least maybe end up getting, I would say, let's say a 90, a 95, or let's say at least a minimum a 75, you should be able to get that. So you target for 100 out of 100, you shoot for the moon, you at least end up with maybe a little lesser than that. You don't target for 75, because if you target for 75, you end up with a 65. You target for a 65, you end up with a 50. So make sure we have enough time. We'll learn all of it. Now, you all might wonder, this fellow is just jabbering. There is no plan. I'll give you a plan. I'll tell you how you can cover all of this. I'll tell you how you can shoot for the moon. That's what this whole session is about. So you target for that level. You target the 100. You'll hit that. So make that very, very clear. I don't want any of y'all for any subject now itself thinking, if I get a C, it's enough. If I get a B, it's enough. That can't be the thing. You're going to think, I'm going to get 100 out of 100. I'm somehow getting 100 out of 100. You shoot for the moon, you at least will end up with a A. That's your target. So then coming into a little bit of econ, I'll go to the other subjects as well. So coming into a little bit of econ, Lamai, you all know your econ syllabus has 12 units. Now, I know some of y'all are a little weak. I know some of y'all yes, I'll give you all tips for the other subjects also, don't worry. I know some of y'all are a little weak. Some of y'all are already a little very good. So then, no, today we're not going to do unit number 1, guys. We're starting unit 1 tomorrow. So then I'll give you a simple tip on how you can get an A for econ. Now, you all know, now I'm not going to talk about what units are there because you all know these. There are 12 units in your syllabus. So can you all roughly tell me, okay, you all know, Lamai, your paper 1 for econ is out of 100 marks. You have 50 MCQs. That gives you how much? That gives you 100 marks. Then in paper 2, you have part A, that is from unit 1 to 6. You get question number 1 to 5. Then in part B, you get from unit 7 to 12. That's the grade 13 syllabus. You get question number 6 to 10. You have to do a minimum of 2 for each of these. So then I'll give you a simple plan. This is for even the weaker student. Right? So if you are someone who is weak, already settling for, let's say, at a level of, let's say, 30, 35. Now, I'm trying to prove you how you can also get an A. Okay, this is how you do it. Can someone tell me, Lamai, from unit number 1, now you all know unit number 1 here, Introduction to Economics, where you have resources, goods, market economy, command economy, PPC. Can you all roughly tell me how many marks do we get from unit number 1 in terms of MCQs? We'll have done past papers, roughly roughly. Out of 200 marks of your paper, MCQs, we get around 4 to 5 MCQs, no? Roughly around 4 to 5 MCQs. Essay questions, you get one entire essay question from unit 1. That is guaranteed. Question number 1 in your A-level paper is an essay question from unit 1. That's 20 marks there. 4 to 5 MCQs. So 4 to 5 MCQs means 8 to 10 marks. So for MCQs, you're looking at around 8 to 10 marks. For paper 2, you're looking at 20 marks. So in total for unit 1, we are targeting close to around a 28 to 30 marks from unit number 1. Now, unit number 1 is the easiest. That's the unit that you all have studied so many times. And now this entire week, Lamai, please make sure you all attend all the classes, because our target in the first week of the fast track is to score this 30. We are not going to score 15 out of 30, right? Our target is to score all 30. Okay? And then can you all tell me roughly unit number 2? Unit number 2 and 3. Now, unit number 2, another very easy. I'll say even easier than unit number 1 also. Demand and supply, market equilibrium, elasticity. So that is also roughly around, I would say, you have around 4 MCQs, 1 essay question. 4 MCQs, 8 marks. 1 essay question is a 20 marks. So again, we're looking at, let's say, 28 marks. Unit 3, again, you're looking at around 28 to 30. 1 essay question, around 4 MCQs. So that is unit 1, 2, and 3. Now, let's say unit 3 is difficult for you. Let's say you're not a fan of unit number 3, taxes and subsidies, and these calculations is not your thing. Then maybe unit number 4. So if not unit number 3, you can try unit number 4. That will also give you a similar amount of marks. And then, now we keep the first 3 units, and then we look at unit number 7 and 8. Unit 7 and unit 8. Unit 7 gives you close to around a 5 MCQs. 5 MCQs, that's 10 marks. Unit 8 also around 4 to 5 MCQs, roughly around 8 to 10. And you get 1 entire essay question also. So roughly we are looking at, even for these units, you're looking at how much? Let's say around 30 here, around let's say 30 here. Can you add all of this and tell me roughly it's close to how much? Let's take this as 28, 28, 28, 28, 30, and 30. That gives you 144. From your 200 mark paper, you get 144 marks just from 5 units. You have 12 units in your syllabus. All the pictures there are the units. You have 12 units in your syllabus, which gives you how much? A 200 mark paper. But I'm trying to tell you that by this for the weak people. If you're even a little weak, you have so much of time, Lama. If you can specialize in these 5 units, after that, I'll give you a plan for the others also. If you specialize in these 5 units, you can do the entire paper 2. In paper 2, you all know, part A, minimum 2 questions, part B, 2 questions. So then total 5 questions you need to write. So you can with unit 1, 2, and 3, you can do part A of the paper, right? Unit 1, 2, and 3. And then probably from unit 7 and 8, you can do question number 6 and question number 7. Yeah, is the units are the ones that I put on the left. Stay in this well. So those 5 units, unit 1, 2, 3 or 4, depending on what you like, and 7 and 8. With these 5 units, you can do your entire paper 2. So you all know paper 2, you all have a choice, right? I'm hoping now you all have seen the paper, so I'm not going to talk about paper structures. You can do your entire paper 2. So paper 2, that 100 marks is done. Then in paper 1, out of the 250 MCQs, 22 MCQs comes from these 5 units. That is where we are looking at total 144 marks just from what? Just from these 5 units. So from your entire syllabus of 12 units, if you can master these 5 units, don't you think you can definitely pass the exam? You can, Nilamai. To pass the exam out of 200, you only have what? You only need 18. If the pass mark is 40 out of 100, you only need how much? 80 out of 200. So I am telling you, you have 144 marks left here just from these 5 units. Then what are the other units that you have missed? Now, once you have mastered this, another easy unit that I will tell you is something that most of you all ignore is unit number 11 and 12. Now, for those who were there during my theory and revision class, when we did this, I summarized and taught this in a way that you all can do. How many of you all did the past papers? I asked you all to do after we did this in class. Did you all do all the past papers 2011 to 22, the MCQs? Wasn't hard, right? Most of it, at least 75% of it, you all were getting right, no? There would have been some current context here and there, I'll agree. But most of it, yeah, most of it you all were getting right? And anyway, we will revise, anyway, we'll get better, no? So from unit number 11 and 12, that's a unit that most of you all ignore. But that unit, those 2 units, give you around 8 to 9 MCQs in your paper. And those 8 to 9 MCQs are the easiest MCQs, Naman. Some of you all might find those hard because you don't know the unit. If you know the basics, what is economic growth, what is development, what is poverty, what is this income inequality, if you know the basics of what is happening, those 8 to 9 MCQs, let's say you don't get all 8 or 9, at least you can get 7 easily. So how many marks there? So 8 to 9 MCQs means you're looking at around 16 to 18 marks there. And unit number 11 and 12, I taught it you all in the theory class in a way. In 6 hours, I covered the unit. So it's something that you can study in one day. You can study unit number 11 and 12 in one day and score that 16 to 18 marks. So you get 144 marks from unit number 1, 2, 3, 7, 8, plus another 16 marks from unit 11 and 12 MCQs. So with these 16 marks, you have to only study one day to get these marks. There itself, 160 marks is sorted. From your 200 mark paper, you're ready to write 160. That A is not hard. To get an A, you need 150. And now, not that you're completely not studying the other units. No. What are the other units? Unit number 4. What is unit number 4? Production, cost, this monopoly, oligopoly, perfect, that. Then unit 5, national income accounting, GDP calculations. Unit 6, macroeconomic equilibrium, Y equals E approach, those things. Then unit 9, international trade. Remember comparative advantage, absolute advantage, that. Then unit 10, foreign finance, balance of payment, exchange rate, those things. Those also you will have a basic idea. The remaining MCQs are coming from that. So getting that A for econ is not hard, but you need to strategically plan it. I'm going to show you how to plan it also, don't worry. What I'm trying to tell you now is the main message that I'm putting into your head is you need to believe you can get that A. Because if you don't believe in yourself, you're not going to go there. You need to believe. And I'll tell you what you need to do. What all of that is there in your study plan that you will get also. So all what you need to do for the next 7 months for econ, I have given a checklist. That's all what you need to do. I will go through that in a little while. But for now, Trust me, you can get it done. Now, the ones who are smart, Lamai, we're not settling for 75, right? We're not now in the fast track. There is a daily study plan. I will show that to you all. There is a goal to meet. We are not doing that just to get 75. 75 is our base. Our target is to score 90, 95. No point in now. I finished my theory class. I finished my revision class, and I'm trying to do something more, not to just to settle for a 75. 75 is 150 out of 200. And 150 out of 200 is even by doing these units, basic stuff, you can get there. But we are trying to get to, let's say, at least 190 out of 200. So 190 out of 200, that is where you get 95 marks in your paper. And if you can replicate this for your other two subjects, you are easily among the top 100 in the IB. Now, you must be daydreaming. You must be thinking, it's very difficult to get among the top 100 in the island. You need to have really high set scores. I'll tell you, it's not. I am someone who was among the top 50 in the island. And I'm telling you, I didn't do anything extraordinary. I'm also someone who did so much of things when I was in school. We were part of different club societies, was a prefect, we do cut classes. I had a girlfriend also at that point. And so there were a lot of things happening around. But if you know when to prioritize what, you can get things done. So my question that I always ask my students is, if I can do it, why can't you? I'm not someone extraordinary. If I can come among the top 50 in the island, you can do it. For part 2, unit 2 and 3. No, 2 and 3 are two separate questions now in the newspapers. So if I can do it, why can't you? You need to believe. I'm not someone who studied 24/7. I'm not lying to you all, Lama. I don't want to lie to you. If I usually tell you how my school day during A levels went, I wake up in the morning. I was a prefect, so I had to go early in the morning to check bags and do all of that. So I had to be at school by around 6:30. I was from St. Thomas's, Mount Lavinia during A levels. Went, so, had to check these bags, do small things, and then you go to school. Then I get back home. I live also in Mount Lavinia, so traveling was not that far. Once I come from school, I usually my classes were on the weekends. Now, we had physical classes back in the day. It was Saturday full day, Sunday full day. So Saturday, you have all the revision, 3 subjects. Sunday, you have all the theory, 3 subjects. So weekdays, I didn't have any classes. So how weekdays usually went is I go to school, I come back, I have a good nap. So let's say until from around 2 to around 5:30, I sleep. And then, maybe study for a few hours. And then what happens after that, again, I feel sleepy. I promise myself I'll wake up early in the morning and stuff. Sometimes that also doesn't happen. The cycle continues. I'm not someone who studied for, let's say, 15 hours a day or 10 hours a day. No. I'll give you the tips also when studying what you need to do. But trust me, I'm also a normal, ordinary person, just like y'all at this point. And the good news I'll tell you is when I was also doing A levels, I didn't know everything. Right now, after teaching econ, now I have a degree in econ. I work for an econ research firm. Now there is so much I know about the subject. I realized when I was doing A levels, I knew nothing. So during A levels, even without knowing much, if I can get that island rank, you also can. You don't have to know everything, Laman. You don't have, now you can't know, you're a normal, you need to understand. The examiner also knows you're still a 18, 19-year-old student. You're 18, 19 years old. They can't expect you to know the entire economics in the world. And no one knows. Even whoever who becomes island first in your batch is not someone who knows everything, Laman. There are people who are able to stick to a proper plan, practice questions, focus, and get things done. They're not extraordinary people. They're just people just like you. And just like you and just like me. So focus, it's possible. So we're targeting not for 75, but 75 is the target for the ones who are weak. First, we'll try to get to 75. But at least right now, that's why I put a question also in the fast track registration form, your current level. At least right now, if you're at a level of, let's say, 50, or let's say little above 50, let's say 60. Right now, if you're at a level of 60, your target has to be not 75, your target has to be this level, 95. Because we're going to do so much of work in this next 7 months. And after all that work, 95 is your target. I'll give you a plan for the other subjects also. Try to apply that with whatever teacher you all learn those subjects. You do that, you're easily among the top 100 in that. And the other good news is, now, whether you're the first in the island or the 100th in the island, there is no big difference. The first in the island or the 100th in the island, your mark difference total at all three subjects, if you take the totals, will be around 3-4 marks. So let's say each paper is 100, 100, 100. Let's say island first is out of then 300 marks. Let's say island first has 297. Maybe the island 100 has 293. So it's a very small difference. And those things, that is based on how you do the paper on that day. Now, on that day, when you're writing your exam, you will make a careless mistake that we can't avoid. Okay? You might panic a little. You might do a small thing here and there. Okay. No. If you are at least among the top 1,000 in the island, most of the universities are exactly open. Okay, so don't worry about that. We'll talk about university parts and all a little later. I'll come to the study tips. Right, your level will learn. So I'm telling you, if you can get among the top 100 in the island, you need to be proud of yourself that you're equally good as the first in the island. You would have made some careless mistakes on that day. You would have, when accounting, when adding something, you got it wrong. When, in econ MCQ, you messed up. That can happen. Those are careless mistakes that will happen. That is natural. We can't avoid those. That's according that day, according to your luck and according to your all of that, that works that way. But at least if you can come there among the top 100, you're equally as good as the island first. If you are the island first, perfect. You did so well. Even on that day, things went really right to you. You didn't make much careless mistakes. Perfect. So that happens, Lamesh. Don't worry, right? We'll work on that. Okay, then this is econ. Basically, I've told you how you can get that 75. We'll go into more detail with econ. But the basic thing, getting that A, getting that 95, we can do. Then Lamai, I know you don't only have econ as a subject. You also have a few other subjects. Now, I'm not the expert in other subjects, but I know a bit about the subject because I also did A-levels. I'm also among the top 50 in the island. So I'll give you some tips that I used, but you can definitely get some tips from your whoever teacher that you learn the subject from as well. So I'll mainly talk about business studies and accounting, the two subjects that I did. I've also put a few other subjects that some of you all might do. I did the normal 3 guys. I did econ, business, and accounting. So business studies, if I'm not mistaken, there are 18 units in the syllabus. Yes. Number of units? 18? 18. So there is 18 units in the syllabus. I think the first 10 or first 11 is the grade 12. And the big management units, right, going on is the grade 13 syllabus. First 10 or 11 is there. Okay. Then accounting, if I'm not mistaken, there are 16 accounting units. Yeah, roughly around 16. Different units are of different sizes. Yes. IT, English, Lit, business, that I've not done those subjects. So I don't know much about how many units, but you know, okay, IT has 12. Okay, can anyone who knows? I think Lit doesn't have units, right? Lit is on into poems and this and that and all of that. No? Business stat, anyone who's doing? I don't know if anyone does. Number of units in business stat. Thank you, no one. Right. So then, now what I want you to do is, okay, business studies, I don't know if you all have this problem. Business studies is a little bit of a theoretical subject now. But the paper is a lot practical now. So I would have realized in past papers, questions are very direct. But if you look at the very recent past papers, 2022, 2023, they're trying to make it practical. They're trying to, give you a small story and ask you different things. Now, when I was doing A-level, like let's say in 2016, 17, those times it wasn't as practical as it is now. So you all can compare some past papers and have a look. So for this, what I want you all to do is, a study tip that I'll give you for business studies is you can't, now some of you all, what you all try to do is, you all try to become perfect in theory. You try to memorize every small thing and you waste a lot of time there. You can't do that, Lamai. No matter how much you study, you will never be 100% okay with anything. Now, even if your exam is postponed in another 5 years and you get another 5 years to study, even one day before the exam, you're still not going to be 100% okay with stuff. There'll be something that you still don't know. So you don't try to become perfect. What you need to do is, okay, you have some note. Okay, what you can also do is you can try to make a short note. I have a picture of one of my short notes. Let me share it in one of the groups now. You can let me see. I remember I had a short note. I sent it to a couple of students. I'll just share it in the group now. This is a short note that I made when I was doing A levels. Hold on, give me a second. Yeah, this is for yeah, found the picture. Hold on. I'll just share this in the group. This is my own personal short note, not copied from anywhere, but I made. Uh, there are a few groups. So let me share it in all the groups. Hold on. Revision, fast track. There are the three sessions here. So what I would recommend for something like business studies is, right, I sent a picture on the class group. If you don't have a phone, you can check later. If not, you can check it now. Just to get an idea. Now, sometimes when a subject is too much of theory, it becomes very boring to study level. Sitting at one place, reading a tute, advantages, disadvantages, five different types, it becomes very difficult to study. So therefore, what I will recommend you is, and now also you all have different notes. Your school there is one note. Your tuition teacher has given another note with some additional stuff. You have some other note from somewhere, and you have around 2, 3 notes of business studies. You don't know what to study. You're a little, product lost. So what I would recommend is, now this will take time. Now, if you all see the picture that I have sent you all on the group, Lamai, to make that short note, it takes me sometimes one entire day. Sometimes maybe it will even take me 1.5 days. But that's okay, Lamai. That's okay. Because why? You have 224 days. No? Business studies has 18 units. So for 18 units, now first few units are easy, Lamai. So even if you do that, right? You have 18 units. Let's say you take 1 day per unit. Right now, some units you can even get done in half a day. Even if you take 1 day per unit, that will only take you 18 days, no? How many days do we have? Remember, I told you at the very beginning, you have 224 days. So what I will recommend is, if you're not a person who can sit and read, then if you can't do that for business studies, get all your notes. Pick a unit. Pick any unit you want. You don't have to also start with unit number 1. Start with a difficult unit, I would recommend. Maybe start with a management unit, grade 13, something. Take all the notes that you have. Just quickly skim through your note. And then get maybe a couple of A4, maybe get a couple of A4 pages and nicely make a short note. Summarize everything that is there, put it into a nice flow that you understand. Short notes also, Naman, you can't use someone else's short note. It doesn't work. Short notes have to be your personal one. Now, for example, my short note over here won't work for you all. You all will not understand this. It doesn't make sense to you. So your short note has to be something that you will understand that will work for you. So this might take an entire day. That's okay. Right? Sometimes I wake up in the morning at around 4 o'clock. Until around evening 4, 5 o'clock, I am little by little with colored pens writing that. But once you do that, once you make that short note, okay, that has the entire unit in 2 pages. Whatever that is there in your theory note or school tube or whatever, that is there for around 40, 50 pages. You have summarized it in 2 pages. Maybe paste it in front of your wall. Now, that is going to give you the confidence that, look here, you're going to, trust me, Lama, do this for 1 unit and see. You're going to feel very confident. You're going to feel like, okay, look here, I've put all of this into 2 pages. So that short note, it's not just study, Lama, it's something to boost your confidence. To boost your confidence, or rather than sitting in one place and reading, spend some time doing something like that. You can do those for econ also, that's up to you. But for especially for business studies, I would recommend Because sometimes reading the TU types and advantage, disadvantage gets a little boring. So therefore, you can get that done. Then, now remember, your business studies paper is not theory now. No. Now, in your short note, what you have is the theory. In your exam, they're not going to ask you theory now. No. Remember, Laman, now how you all would have seen. Now, please work on papers. I'll show you all how to do past papers. You all would have seen. Now, questions are practical. So then what you do is, now you need to practice. So ideally, I will recommend being a part of a business studies revision class. I'm not going to recommend any teachers publicly. You can drop me a text. I might have a few friends of mine who teaches. I'll let you all know. But might not be the same as mine. Maybe they have different plans. But then what you do is you practice. You need to write. You can't read questions and read answers. No. Maybe 1 week before the exam, read question, read answer. But now you need to start writing. You need to practically start writing. The more and more you write, the more you will remember your theory, the more better your answer writing becomes. So don't waste time just reading and memorizing notes a parliament. Don't do that for business. That's a waste of time. So because that is also boring. No? How many of you all? I don't know. I know it didn't work for me. Can you all stay at one place, go through an entire unit of theory? Don't you all get bored? I usually get very bored. I can't stay at one place and read the entire business studies tute. Gets a little boring. No. So if that is something that's happening to you, this short note will work, Lavan. You make the short note, maybe paste it in front of your wall or something. Every week, just have an entire read of it. Then the theory of it is there. You practice. So that's something that you can definitely do for business studies. That's one pro tip for that. More tips you can get from your teacher. I'm just giving you things that I did when I was doing A levels. It would have worked. That's why I was among the top 50 in the island. So not just jabbering. I'm giving you some proof. I'm telling you what you can do. Then for something like accounting, the main thing that you need to do is you need to practice questions. So how do you practice questions? This also some people don't know. Okay? This is how you do it. You can't do full papers, Laman. All of a sudden, you can't go and try to do an entire past paper. It won't work. So, in accounting, you have 16 units. Different units, correction of errors, partnership accounting, ratios, you have your company accounts, you have, different units are there. Pick one unit at a time. You try to think of the entire syllabus, you will get scared. Pick one, just do this and see, trust me, this will work. Okay. Let's say, guys, have you all done partnership accounting in, yeah, would have done by now, right? Might have not finished company accounts, but partnerships would have done. Okay. Right. So I'll give you a good thing. Now, I'll give you a real practical story of mine. Partnership accounts, I remember when I was going to school, I missed, I think during that week, something. I think I not learned it in school. In classes also, kind of missed it, couldn't understand properly. But then how did I get it done now? When we were going for classes, no recordings, you all missed, you have nice recordings, you have luxury, you watch it 100 times, you can do that. But here we don't have recordings, class also missed, school also missed even. So this is how you do it. Okay? You will have some note. I'll take partnership as an example, right? The topic is partnership. Okay? Okay. You take some note that you have. Accounting, you don't have to study for hours, Nilaman. Just product skim through your note. Just see whatever your teacher has given. This is the format of the accounts, right? This is how you do these small things. You would have not understand, but just skim through. Product, take around 1 to 2 hours and skim through your note. Listen carefully, then this is what you do. Then what you do is, go and take the 2011 A-level paper. 2011 A-level paper, there will be a partnership question. There could be MCQs, there could be paper 2. You all should be able to find that now. So you do that. What you do is, you try that question. Try it alone. Don't look at the answers or something. Try it alone. Whatever way you know. Maybe you can't get anything done. Maybe only thing that you know is to draw the format. That's okay. However you know, You do it. And then what you need to do is, you need to go and compare yourself. After you try it, you compare your question, your answer that you wrote with the marking scheme. So your answers in your marking scheme, you go and check the answer. Compare and see. Okay, I got this much. In the marking scheme, they are saying it's this much. My gross profit is this much, but here I have put this much, right? This adjustment in the marking scheme is like this, but I have done it like this. Now figure out how, what happened, right? Why is the marking scheme saying this much for this, but I have put this? Maybe some goodwill adjustment. Marking scheme is saying goodwill is this much, I have put goodwill as this much. Why? You all have to figure that out. That is the most important part. Figuring out where you went wrong. You're only doing one question so far. Right. Okay. This adjustment, this is how the marking scheme has said. Okay. This is where I went. Now in red pen, you're writing, correcting those. This adjustment, this is how to do. This adjustment, this is how we should do. So little by little, now you're learning a little new stuff. Okay. Then with that in mind, now you go to the 2012 A-level partnership question. You will realize you're a little better than 2011. Now you know how to draw the format. Some small adjustments you know how to do, but still most of it you're getting wrong. Let's say 20-mark question, you're only getting 7, 8 marks. But again, you go and mark your answer. You compare with this thing. Now, I guess, is there any accounting channel that has all the past papers? Econ, all your past papers are there on YouTube. I'll show you in this class where and where it is. Accounting, if there's anything, just share with the people, no problem. If there is, just check. So if you can have, then you can go and see that also if there's something. So then go and, check. Check where you went wrong, check what happened, learn from it. So every little by little by little by little. Now, by the time you come to, let's say, the 2017, 2018 paper, all the different variations of partnership you have learned. Now you're realizing I use same question. Sometimes the new partner is coming, how to do. Sometimes the partner is leaving, how to do. Sometimes, something has happened, how to do. So same thing, now they are twisting around and asking the same thing. So by the time you come to 2017, 2018, A-level partnership question, now you know most of the different variations. You know how to do almost everything. And then by the time you come to 2023, you're the expert in partnerships. Now, this strategy will help you master the topic. You can't go entire syllabus level. That doesn't work. Topic by topic. Now, partnerships, done. Now, put it aside. Now, you move to a new topic. That is your strategy. Just do this and see, you will realize. Now, me just saying this doesn't help. You all now, then when do you all do this? How much time does this take? Now, this will take an entire day again. Yeah, this will take an entire day. And also, now you can't take, let's say, 2 weeks and do this, then you all will not learn. Now, you can't do 2011 today, take 2 days break, then come to 2012. Then, you take 2, 3 weeks to get all of this done. That doesn't work. So your timing has to be 1 day at a stretch. That's how you will learn Lavan. You wake up in the morning at around 4 o'clock in the morning. Let's say you don't go to school on that day until around 4 o'clock in the evening. 12 hours are there. 12 hours, you can get a lot of things done. You can finish one entire topic. That has to come from you. Okay. So no, don't worry about timing this paper. First, worry about learning the theory part. Do the question, see where you went wrong, learn from it. Move to the next question. Do it, see. Don't just do 10 questions at a stretch, then try to mark it. One question, mark it, where you went wrong, figure that out, move to the next. So you do one by one by one by one like that. Then you will see how much you improve. So do this and let me know how it goes. It will definitely. So once that is done, maybe, take a 2-day break of accounting. Then after that, go to another topic. So I'll show you how to plan that, how to manage the time between the 3 subjects. I will talk about it, but that has to be your strategy. That's the main thing for accounting, practice question. Once you are done with your past papers, then move to the other questions. Your tuition teacher would have given you all questions. Your school teacher would have given you all questions. And then try those also. I'm mainly telling you try the past papers first, because past paper questions are 100% correct. The marking scheme is correct. There are no mistakes. Now, school papers, there are mistakes. Some other papers that you all do, question is there, answer is not there. So you can't mark and see. That's why past papers priority. That is the first priority. From your past paper, you learn. Look at the answer and see how it came. Once that is done, do the others. FWC papers, I don't recommend they merge the English when translating because other papers translating errors are there. Uh, no marking scheme, right? So many mistakes sometimes because if you study based on a mistaken paper, you do it wrong. Now, let's say you study partnership based on some other paper. You do this, you're doing it wrong. First, do the past papers. You'll forget about any other paper. Your priority is past papers. And past papers also, there are all past papers. If you have done from 11 to 23, there are all from 2000 to 2010 also you can do. That is your strategy. That's your strategy for business. That's your strategy for account. So IT, English Lit, and business that I have not done those subjects. So I'm not going to go into detail in terms of strategy. But overall, what your plan has to be is, don't think about the entire thing at once. Break it into smaller topics. One topic at a time. Because when you think of the entire syllabus, you get scared. You don't feel like studying them. All of a sudden, when you see Ambo, there is 12 units, where do I start? Can't. Pick one topic. If even one topic is too big, in that topic, pick a small part. Let's say if you feel unit 1 is too big for you, maybe in unit 1, okay, PPs, only PPs. Take one topic, master that topic, then move to the next. That is your overall strategy. Is that clear? Any other questions on this before I go to the next? Yes, 200 days are more than enough if you can go. Any questions, please do ask. Because I'm hoping you all are making some notes and remembering this because otherwise you all will forget that. Product, have a piece of paper and this thing and, product jot these things down the way you understand so that you can apply this. Right. Then another thing that I would also tell you all is don't plan big. Right. We'll come to MCQs. Don't plan big level. Some of you all, what you all do is you all plan for the next 3-4 months. Happens. You're planning, okay, now you have made a study plan. In your study plan, now you have planned in another 3 months, this day, what you're going to do. It will never work. Trust me, it won't. Unless you have 100% discipline, until I don't have that, it's not going to work. So don't plan big. You can't plan for the next 3-4 months because you don't know what is there in next 3-4 months. You don't know what will happen, what classes you have, how your schedule is, what exam you might have. You don't know. So don't ever think of planning big. It doesn't work. And that only is going to scare you sometimes when you plan too big. So instead of planning very big, what I recommend you is do a small weekly plan. I have sent some voice notes, some people also who texted me recently asking on what to do. I'll tell this to others also. Have a small weekly plan. Now, how do you make your weekly plan? This is what you need to do. Okay. Listen carefully. This is for all 3 subjects. Yeah, all 3 subjects. So then, how do you make your weekly plan? You make this plan on Sunday night. When do you make this plan? You make this plan on Sunday night. That's not visible. You make this plan on Sunday night. So Sunday night, you figure out a time that you're going to make this plan. When are you planning for? The next week. That is the coming Monday. So maybe you can do this today. Now Sunday is already over. Plan it today. After this class, you plan it. For the next, until next Sunday, what you're going to do. So now, when you're making this plan, you know what you have this week. No? Sometimes you have your sister's wedding ki, this wedding ki, sir, festival ki, sir, my family is going on a trip ki, sir, accounting sir has put this much of extra classes ki. You know different things that you have. You have a basic idea on this week what you have. So based on your schedule, that's why I don't plan big. Sometimes when you all plan big, you all plan in next month, this week I'm going to do this, but you don't know what is going to happen. That month, maybe you all have gone on a trip with your family. Then you can't cover. But when you plan on Sunday, you know next week what you have. You know, okay, this week, okay, this day I might not go to school. School also, I think teacher is not coming holiday. Okay, this week I have some extra classes. Okay, this day I have a small function at home. So based on, you know your schedule, right? I don't know your schedule, Nilamai. Based on your schedule for that week, you make your plan. Your plan is not wake up at 6 o'clock in the morning, study from 6 to 7, 7 to 12, go to school. Anyway, that's not your plan. Your plan is, Lamai, you will plan topics. You're going to plan, okay, I'll just give you, right? So maybe you can do this for econ. I will anyway give you the plan. You can do for the other subjects also. So for econ, your this week plan is unit 1. So then unit 1, what are you going to do? For unit 1, you will have to go through your theory note. You will go through your fast track note. You will do the fast track paper. You will do some fast papers. So likewise, you're going to break down your main goal. Econ, I'm only doing unit 1 because I know I don't have time to do any other units. I have other subjects also. Econ is only unit 1, right? Then business studies. Now, business studies also, you all know, you don't have to start from unit 1. Now, business studies, sometimes in your school, you're doing some other unit. Sometimes you have an exam coming up from another unit. Maybe do that unit, whatever you like. It doesn't have to start from unit 1. So let's say in business, you want to study the big management unit. Let's say unit 12 management. Then what are you going to do in that? Are you going to read your theory note? Are you going to try some past papers? Put that, jot that down. And then, okay, so maybe you're going to go through your theory note. Then you're going to try some past papers. Then you're going to make a short note. So likewise, you. Then for accounting, okay, you're going to do, let's say, partnership. So you made your weekly plan. Now don't go and plan more than this. Don't go to plan what you're going to do next week. That won't work. Your weekly plan is better. So then, now how do you allocate time? How do you start? So now, there is no rule. There is no rule saying this is how to allocate time. There is no rule saying, Lamai, that you have to do all the 3 subjects every day. You don't have to do all the 3 subjects every day. You don't have to do only one subject one day also. That depends on your mood. Now, sometimes there are days, Nilamai. Sometimes there are days, today you feel like, Anna, I'm going to sit and do some calculations. Anna, that is your accounting day. Some days you feel like, okay, Lakshanda will make a short note today, we'll study some theater. Maybe that's your business day. In your mood, you know what you need to do. So you have Monday to Sunday. You have Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday. So now you wake up early in the morning on Monday. Check how your mood is. Based on your mood, you pick one of the topics. Pick one of this. Either if you feel like doing econ for the entire day, do econ for the entire day. If you feel like doing little by little of all the 3, do little by little all. That doesn't matter. But your target is by the end of the week, by Sunday, somehow everything has to be finished. That depends on the student level. You can't, some people, one day they like to do one subject. Some people like to do a mix of all 3. So that is on your schedule. Now, for example, let's say now I would recommend, now Tuesday and Wednesday is our big days for fast track classes. So I would recommend keeping Tuesday and Wednesday completely for econ. Tuesday and Wednesday, keep it more for econ. That is where you have more econ work. The other days, you can, allocate more for the other subjects, little econ. That depends, right? I'm not going to tell you when to do what. That is according to your schedule, according to how much classes you have and all of that, you will plan. So now, for example, let's say this is how my day starts. Let's say I wake up in the morning on Monday. Now, wake up also, my wake up is not 10 a.m. Please start waking up early, right? At least by around 5 a.m., you all need to be up now. So let's say I decided, okay, I'm going to start with econ today. So now I am reading the unit 1 theory note. Now, halfway when I read the unit 1 theory note, I am getting a little bored now. You all will realize that. Now you all are getting a little bored. Productivity is going down. You're reading, but nothing is going into your head. Then what do? You soon stop that, move to another task. Because otherwise, you waste your entire day doing nothing. Now, let's say half of this note you did. half of the note you read. Now Podda getting bored. Okay, stop pick on them. Enough. No? That is there, right? You have done half. So soon move into, let's say, okay, doing some accounting partnership calculation. So whenever you're getting bored, whenever you feel like you're not very productive, you soon switch to something else. Because otherwise, you waste the entire day doing some nonsense. The moment you feel like, nothing is going into my head, I'm getting a little bored, I'm taking longer breaks, I'm using my phone more, and switch to something else. And again, come back. Again, during that day, you can come back also. You can switch. Maybe entire day you can do also. That's up to you, depending on your mood. But your target is no matter what, by Sunday, I am finishing this. So there is no, you have to study 5 hours a day, 6 hours a day, no hours. Somehow, this week, all these things what I jotted down on Sunday night, I will finish. Because this is not an unrealistic plan. No. You made it on Sunday night looking at your week ahead. No. You didn't plan this 2 months before. No. Look, now when you're making this plan on Sunday night, make a realistic plan. Now. Don't put too much things. Don't put too little also. You all know what you have during the week. That's why I told you at the beginning. You know the family function, this function, that function, sir, how to do, sir, festival, sir, I had to do this, sir, that, sir. That you have 100 things to do. Considering all of that only, you should make your goal for that week. Don't just make a goal saying, I will do this, then you will not meet the goal, then you will not feel happy. Make a realistic goal. Do this after today's class. Now, forget about Sunday. Start from Monday today. You make a goal until next Sunday. And you need to get that done. And also, one more thing that I would recommend, Lamai, is for the ones who are going to school. Now, private candidates, you all have this advantage. But ones who are going to school, you all right now, nothing much is happening at school some days. Now, some days you all know some teachers are absent. Sometimes sports meet KI, prize giving KI, this, that, nothing much is happening. So instead, maybe during the week, maybe 1 or 2 days, don't go to school. I know teachers tell you about this 80%, this and that. But I'll honestly tell you, they will not make a issue. As long as you are going to pass the exam, as long as they know you're doing well, they will allow you to get things done. He says, if you're part of sports meet, definitely go. But I'm saying if you're not a part of sports meet, then you stay at home. So if you feel that it's not a productive day, then what you can do is you don't go to school. When you don't go to school, Lamai, don't sleep until 10 o'clock. You wake up. Wake up early morning at 4. Like you wake up early morning at 4. Then think that you're in school and until 2 p.m. Until 2 p.m. That gives you 10 hours. Yes, there are breaks in the middle. You have a wash, you have breakfast, lunch, all of that is there. But you have 10 proper hours to focus and get something done. You can cover most of your topics in 10 hours. Level. I think in 10 hours, I can do this entire econ part. So you can get a lot of time there. So if you feel like you're wasting time going to school, that's a strategy to have in mind. Now, private candidates, you all have that advantage. No one is pressurizing you to go to school and all of it. Wake up, get it done. That's something else. And another thing that you all waste a lot of time is on your phone. So you can get island track by weekends. Just on your phone, maybe if you have your phone next to you, go to settings or just search for screen time and see for a day how many hours you spend on your phone. Go to your settings. There is something called screen time or display time or how many hours your phone has been on during the day. Now, I sometimes realize my screen time is sometimes around 6 to 8 hours. That's because now I don't have an exam, but still, that's a lot of time now. Imagine I sleep for 8 hours and my screen time is another 8 hours. How much? Okay, there is another one. 8 hours, 41 minutes, 3 hours, 22. Others just check and see. How much is your screen time today? Now, if you're watching some recordings or in the class, that's okay. But just check. You're spending 10 hours, 9 hours. Okay, that's crazy, right? If it's watching a recording, if it's doing some education thing, fine. But if that 8 hours, 9 hours is scrolling Instagram, scrolling Facebook, watching WhatsApp statuses, texting people on the group, sharing memes, if that is what you're doing, how much of time are you wasting there? There is no thing saying that, Lama, you don't have enough time. Now, I remember, not me, but a batchmate of mine, right, from university. he was from Trinity College, right? A nice, solid guy, right? Someone I also look up to. I don't know if you all know. Do you all know Hasita Boyewade? No, I think he's from my batch, 2017, Trinity. Uh, Played cricket, represented Sri Lanka also. Okay, I don't know if anyone is from Trinity, but I guess that's Hasita Boyewade. So he played under 19 cricket for Sri Lanka during his A-level time. Okay. So he was going for school practices, going for national practices. And in addition to all of this, he was also the district second. And I didn't know him much at that time. Then he was a batchmate of mine. Yes, from Kandy. He was a batchmate of mine from university. So even at, no, he's here. He's in Sri Lanka, right? So at university, something that I really observed. Again, now I remember he was during university, we were having some mid exams. And so we were just playing around. So he had some meeting with the cricket board or something. And then there was like a half an hour break or something like that. So even in that, he has gone for a cricket board meeting. Even in that half an hour, he has taken one of his tudes. We had, I think, a maths exam. He has taken one of his tudes and gone to study. And I remember there was one part that even I was kind of struggling. He taught me that part. Now I was just going to uni, doing some classes, roaming around. He was playing cricket for Sri Lanka. He was doing so much of other things. And still he had the time to study that to even teach someone else. So that is when I realized this excuse of people saying, sir, I don't have time. That's utter bullshit. If you know if you know what to do, you can make time. So there is no excuse saying, so I don't have time. That's nonsense. So you need to be organized so that you can get work done. So don't come and tell me, sir, I don't have time. See where your time is going. One thing on your phone. Another thing I realized, he's not on social media. Uh, he's not much active on, now I think he's a little active, but during that time was not much active on Facebook, not much active on Instagram. WhatsApp also doesn't use much. So that's how he saves his time. So you all see, where is your time wasted? Is your time wasted traveling in the road? Is your time wasted scrolling Facebook? Is it watching WhatsApp statuses? Is that what you're doing? So you try to get rid of those distractions. You will have the time. So don't come and tell me that you don't have time. Yes, some days you can be busy. There could be classes, so much of things. But your entire week can't be 100% busy, love. So try to make some time. That okay. That's what you need to do in terms of planning. Is that clear? You don't plan big, you plan weekly. Yes, private candidates can enter university. You can get island ranks. Fine. Plan weekly. So after this class, I want you all to take some time. Please make your weekly plan for the 3 subjects, not just for econ. What you're going to do this week. Look at your schedule for this week. Make up your plan. Okay. Then another thing that I want to tell you is for all 3 subjects, past papers is the key. If you can get your past papers done right, everything is solved. I'll give you an example of something like economics. It works for the other subjects also. Take economics. You all know, okay, if you take econ as a subject, these theories, demand, supply, okay, your island and district ranks is based on how much of marks you get. And so based on your marks, your Z score comes, based on that, your ranks. Okay. So in terms of econ, now think of these theories: demand, supply, PPC, production, cost, GDP, Y equals E approach, money and banking, those stuff. So those are all things are not things that came newly, right? These are all theories and stuff that was there 20, 30 years ago, or some even 100 years ago. So what I'm trying to tell you is everything that is there are some new parts, yes, but 90% of what you're going to get in your A-level paper is already inside your past paper book. Why did I say? 90% of what you will get on the paper, you're sitting it on the 25th and the 26th of November. The paper that you are writing, 90% of the questions that you're going to get are already inside whatever past paper book that you have. They will twist it around, change some numbers, word it a little different, and they will. Because there's nothing new right now. Demand and supply, what can they ask? Has the law of demand changed over the years? No. Has the law of supply changed? Has the reasons for it changed? Has market equilibrium changed? So what else can the examiner ask, Lamai? If you have been now, demand and supply was a topic that is there now. I have now, this is, I'll just show you. This is my past paper book. I have past papers from 1997. I was just going through. I was not even born in 1997. I was born in 98. So from 1997, I was just going through all the past papers. The format of the paper is a little different, but everything is exactly the same question that you're getting to. So if I maybe if I read one question that's over here, what is there? It's 2010. Let me just see one question. 1998. Okay. So 1998, there is a question that says, you'll see paper one. Okay, first question. Show the following situations in a production possibility diagram. This is 1998. Yeah? Show the following situations in a productive PPC. They're asking efficient use of resources in a fully employed economy. So to show full employment on the PPC. Inefficient use of resources, unemployment inside the PPC. Production growth as a result of investment. Increase in productivity. Same things are there, right? It's the same thing the examiner is twisting around. I've been asking. There's nothing new, guys. Yes, there are a few current context stuff, right, relevant for that. Yeah, those are there, fine. Those you can't change. That's why I'm not saying 100%. I'm saying you what? I'm saying you 98%. So when I, even these fast track papers and all, I have made by looking at all these papers. That's for the last 27, 30 years. By looking at all of these, I've made all of that. So those stuff, it's already there in your past papers. And the remaining other 10% will also be covered with the revision papers we do, the fast track papers we'll do, everything is there. So the revision and fast track papers will have this 90% plus the other 10% also. But forget about the revision fast track papers. This past paper book that you have, if you can properly get all the past papers done, that's your key for your A or even beyond the A. Now, please don't make this mistake, Lama. I don't know, for some reason, I don't know. Are you someone who collects papers from different schools and tries to file it and nicely keep? I was also one person at one point, and then I realized that doesn't work. That is just the demotivating fact. Some people I know, you have a nice past paper book, you don't touch it, but you go and do all the other nonsense papers. You go and do a school paper of another school. You try to do some seminar paper, some this paper, that paper, without doing the past papers. That's the biggest mistake you all do now. Don't go and collect other school papers. Don't do those. Yes, you can do that after doing the past papers. But some of you all try to do that first. You prioritize your school term exam paper, another school paper, this paper, that paper. Past papers karla nahi. Because on those papers, there are mistakes. There is no proper marking scheme sometimes. So how are you going to learn? Past papers is not about doing 1,000 questions at one second away. Because once you're done with past papers, even for MCQs, and we will do this later from around the 6th, 7th month of the fast track program. I have my 2 MCQ books, right? I have my, I think I have it on my table right now. Should be there around somewhere. Right now. So I have my 2 MCQ books that there are 1,000 MCQs. That also I will not recommend to do now. Right? Some of you all have already bought it. There are 1,000 MCQs in that book. So there is, don't do that 1,000 MCQs now. You first get all the past papers done. Because once the past papers done, then you can move to those MCQs. You can try out those, no problem, nothing wrong. That's why even right now I wouldn't have maybe promoted it or told anyone to buy. There is time for that. We'll do it at one point. We are going to do it. So you can get that done. So once the past papers are done, then I will tell you what to do, what else to do, how you can do that. I will do. But for now, the past papers and the other basics things are the key. Then how do you do past papers? This also you all don't know, Nilamai. That's another mistake you all do. Now, in your fast track program, in your study plan, your daily study plan, there is a day to do past papers. Now, this is how I want you all to do past papers. Okay? Listen carefully. Same thing that you did for accounting, how I told you all to do. So this week, you all will be doing the unit 1 past papers. I will have a past paper class also with you all and discuss. Don't worry. Right? We are doing unit 1. How to do the past paper. So far, I don't think any of you all can do a full past paper. You are not ready for that. That is okay. You do unit by unit. Unit by unit. I'm hoping all of you all have the unit-wise past papers. I have put all the past papers categorized into units. I have shared the PDFs also with you all. It's there in the group description. There is the 2024 free class group. In the group description, it is there. I will send it again also if it is not there. It should be there. Okay. I have sent it in the group also. So you take your unit 1 past paper tube. Yep. Listen how to do past papers. Take the 2000, these how to do econ past paper. 2011 unit 1 MCQs. How many MCQs are there, Lamai? If you all have the past paper tube, 2011 unit 1. I think I have the past paper tube. Okay. So this is the past paper. I'll share this also with you all. Don't worry. So 2011 unit 1 MCQs. You're not going to do any other units, only unit 1. So unit 1, Lamai, there is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 9. I don't think you all get 9 now, but here there is 9. Okay. So what you need to do is, you will do just this 9 MCQs. Now you all have a basic idea about the unit now. Do these 9 MCQs. So 9 MCQs means 2 minutes per MCQ. In around 18 minutes, 15 to 18 minutes, you should finish. So you do this 9. Then what do you do? Now you go and mark this. Now you all have a past paper book. Past paper book has the answers. You all go and mark. First one correct. This is wrong. This is correct. Wrong. This is also wrong. This also you got wrong. This is also wrong. This is correct. This is correct. Now you went and marked. Just marking is also no point. You do these 8, 9 MCQs, mark it. Now go and see where you went wrong. Now read the question again. Okay, this is this. Answer is saying this. Answer is saying this. But how did I get this? What mistake did I make? Go and open your tutor again and see. Go and get that done and figure it out. This is where I went wrong, right? If something like this comes, this is how I have to do. You learn that. Then learn the next question. You need to study the past paper. Past paper, don't memorize the past paper. You need to study it. See, now what is the purpose of doing past papers? Purpose of doing past papers is, yes, this tutor I have sent on the group. I will send it again also. Don't worry. Okay. You can do it maybe separately, or you can get a printout of this tute. If you were in the revision class, you would have got a printed version of this. Others, I will send the PDF. Right? You can do that. So do unit by unit. And then now what you are doing, you're still in the 2011 unit 1 MCQ. You did the 9 MCQs, corrected, see where you went wrong. Now in red pen, right, Lamai. Okay, this is where it is. Okay, economic resources means this. You learn. Then what do you do? And you move to the 2012 unit 1 MCQs. Now, those mistakes you made in 2011, you can't repeat. That's why you learned those mistakes. You saw where you went wrong. Now you do this. But in this paper also, you will make some mistake. That's fine. That's natural. That will happen. So again, let's say there is how many MCQs? Yeah, there are 6 MCQs. So 6 MCQs can be 10 to 12 minutes. In 10 minutes, you can do this. 10 minutes to do this. Around another 10 minutes to mark and see where you went wrong, what happened. You do that. Then move to 2000. Now, all of this has to happen in one day. At a stretch, in let's say 3 hours, you can do all the MCQs. You do 2013. Right? You might get something right, something wrong. Objective is learn where you went wrong. Refer the tute, go through the marking scheme, see where you went wrong. Then you move them, because otherwise you will never improve. Don't do all the MCQs at once and mark right or wrong. From 50 MCQs, I got 40 correct. You do a little correcting. See where you went wrong, move to the next. That's what you need to be doing. Then little by little, what is happening, Lamai? Little by little, you're learning small things and improving. Now do this. According to your study plan, you have to do this on Thursday, right? I will let you all know that. By the time you come to, let's say the 2023 paper, not, I don't think 2023 questions I have typed in this, under 22, it's there. So by the time you come to 2022 paper, you will realize now It's the same thing they are asking. They're twisting it around here and there. They're asking the same thing. And you itself, you realize, Lamai, do this and see, yeah, this is what you do on Thursday, I'll tell you all. So maybe in the 2011 paper, out of 9 MCQs, you only got 3 or 4 correct. But by the time you come to 2022, there are 4 MCQs here. From this 4, you will at least get 3 or you might get all 4 correct. You have to do it. The way I told you to do, you have to do it. And how long do you take to do that? You can't take 2 weeks. Huh? All of this is what happens on Thursday in your study plan. I will show the study plan later on Thursday. That will take around 2-3 hours. You don't have to do attest. It's also 1 hour in the morning. Maybe in school, when you're at school, nothing to do some papers. In the bus, when you're doing do some papers, you can do. This happens on Thursday. I'll give you the study plan. Okay. Then once the MCQs are done, now you put the understanding. Then only you move to the essay questions. Essay questions also same strategy. Start with 2011 question number 1. That is from unit 1. Whatever you know, you write. Okay? Don't look at the tute. Whatever you know, you write. Then go and check the marking scheme. Then refer your tute. See how I can improve my answer. Marking scheme is saying this. Tute is saying this. How can I make my answer better? Write it in red pen now. In red pen, you're correcting. You're itself self-evaluating. You're seeing where you went wrong, what happened, you're itself doing. Then you go to 2012. So now, by any chance, if one of these questions have come before, now you can't get it wrong. So little by little, when you do that, because now unit number 1, what do they have? Microecon, macroecon, economic resources, economic goods, opportunity cost, right? PPC, market economy, command economy. That is what is there. What else can they ask? Nothing else, right? Because by the time you have done around 5-6 years, and you're realizing, you same thing they're asking again and again. So every paper you have to learn. That learning has to come. Don't just do all papers at once. No point. Is that clear? Then by the time you come to, let's say, around 2022, you will realize, same thing has been asked. Now you're very good at it. So then your target is at least from 20 marks, you should be able to score 18 marks. So 18 marks here, and 5 questions, if you score 18 marks, you get 19. That is your strategy to do past papers. That's how you need to pass papers, any subject, not just economics. Clear? Any questions there? Past papers, fine. How to do? Then the question is, sir, how many times should I do past papers? So is it doing once enough? So should I do it 3-4 times? How many times you do past papers depends on, is there anything new to learn? So when you all are doing these past papers, now the difficult questions, highlight that question. Now here's Ilamai, now in this one. Now let's take this question. For example, 2011 question 2, one of the basic questions. The branch of economics that studies decisions of individuals, households, and firms. That is what you call microeconomics. Now, those kind of things, you don't have to study it 2-3 times. You don't have to do this past paper 4-5 times to learn it. But there can be now, for example, this one. Okay, let's say question number 6, product tricky MCQ. Now, when whatever MCQs, where once you all do the things, whatever that is hard, whatever that you feel is product difficult, highlight it. You all have a highlight in it. Product, highlight the question number. Then you know, that question I will do again. Don't have to waste time doing something like question number 2. So that highlighting is important because then only you will save time in the future. So when you all are doing past papers, the difficult questions, put that highlight, jot those down and keep. Then in the future, you will come back and do that too, because you don't have to waste time doing a question like question number 2 again. But that's a waste of time. Difficult ones, yes. Then we can purchase a hard copy and past paper. So bookshop should have. I don't sell any hard copies. Bookshop should have. And the ST Vijayatunga one is usually good. That's the one that I also use. Thank you. My one, I'll send you all the PDFs, guys. I don't think I have any printed ones. The unit-wise printed ones I would have given to all my revision students. I'll send you all the PDFs so I can get a printout. Okay, right. How to do past papers? Done. And then what happens if you get stuck in a past paper? Now you're doing past papers like the way I told you, and you got stuck. 2011 MCQ, something's there in there. Answer is saying this, but how did the answer come? I don't know. The best thing is all the past papers, 2011 to 2022, I have done it for my previous batch. I will do this for you all also newly, separately, a free class. I will let you all know when we start that. But I have done this for the previous batch. All of this is freely there on YouTube. So here's, I have given a screenshot. You can subscribe to my channel also. Like and keep. I don't, it's not a monetized channel, so I don't get paid. And also, since it's not monetized, there will not be ads running on that also. So that is there. Okay. So then, now here's, let me show you the YouTube channel. I think some of you all don't know this. Don't worry, I don't get paid for this. So I'm not promoting a channel where I get money. It's completely free. You go to ITutor.SL. This is my YouTube channel. So in my YouTube channel, if you scroll a little down, if you can go to playlist also if you want. Here, here, can you see? Past papers, unit 1. Unit 1, past papers. So this also is according to my tute. The tute I shared in that order, it's there. Here, what is the second bit of? You can skip the introduction. Here, unit 1, Introduction to Economics, 2011 paper, question 1 to 9. Here, this video. Which means that I'm moving around. See, that is the first 9 MCQs in 2011 paper. So if you get stuck in one of those papers, you know where to come and watch. So in this video, in the order I would have discussed. Then 2012 is there. Here 2012 only had only 6 MCQs. No, here those 6 are there. Then 2022 paper had 4 MCQs. Here 2022 paper. Here paper 1, question number 1 to 4. Then once the MCQs are done, essay question. Here 2011 paper 2. So all of that is there in order. You don't have to watch all of this. If you get stuck when doing the past paper, if you can figure it out on your own, prashna nahi. But if you get stuck somewhere, so how does this answer come? You can always do this. And also in the past track, we have a separate doubt clearing session every week also. First case, you can come back to me on Zoom and you can get those clarified. I'll explain that later. That is also there. That is how you do past papers, and that's what you need to get done in terms of this. Any questions there? Fine. Other subjects, I don't know the other subjects. Yes, you can do this thing fine. Yes, how do you avoid being lazy? I'll come to that. Right. Now, managing your time and how do you stop being lazy and how do you not waste time? For that also, I have a plan. This is why. Yeah, so if you don't know the answer in the past paper, you write whatever you know, then refer the marking scheme, write it in red pen. If you can't understand, come back to the YouTube video, watch it and figure it. You might not. And remember, at the start also, you won't be 100% okay. That's fine. There will be some areas, no matter what you do, you will not understand. That's okay. Because that sometimes that area might not be there in your paper. So don't worry. You don't have to get 100 out of 100 to get A. You will get 75. That's not there. No, I don't have printed past paper problem. I just had these past paper tutes. I'll share this thing. All the units are there. I'll share it on the group. Okay. Or if you're not in the group, drop me a text after class. Okay. So few tips in terms of time management. How to not feel lazy, how to move around. One is, like I said, you need to have your proper weekly plan. That has to be properly there. Because if you don't have your weekly plan, you don't know what to do. You're like, tomorrow I'll start studying. Day after I'll start this unit. Then you're doing something else. If you have your weekly plan, this week I am doing this for this subject, this subject. That makes it very clear and easy. Right. I'm not going to get any other nonsense done. So have that weekly plan. That's one way that you can manage your time and stop feeling lazy and all of that. Number 2 is avoid using your phone. If you're using your phone to come to class, watch recordings, it's okay. But if you're on social media, I would say deactivate, uninstall your apps. If you're wasting time, if you have control over it, I will unnect. But if you realize you're someone always scrolling WhatsApp, uninstall WhatsApp. Maybe tell me, I will add your mother's number to the WhatsApp group. No problem. So you can get the class link from your mother's phone. Not an issue. You uninstall WhatsApp if that is annoying. If Instagram is what is wasting your time, if you're scrolling that, uninstall. If you're adding to some game and playing that, uninstall them. You have to make that sacrifice now. So you all itself know how much time you can go and check in your phone, your screen time. That's if it's at least even 4 hours a day, that's a lot of time, Lama, because you all sleep for 8 hours. From 16 hours that you're awake, 4 hours in your phone means you're 25% on your phone. 16 hours that you're awake, if you're on the phone for 8 hours, means 50% of the time that you're awake, you're on your phone. That's a waste of time. Get rid of that. Unless you're using it for education, then it's okay. But otherwise, get rid of that. Get rid of all the things that you waste. That's number two. Another thing that you can do to get more done is don't go to school on certain days. On certain days, you don't go to school. Then you can get a lot of work done. Because once you go to school and come, you're tired. You come home, you have lunch, you sleep. Then it's around 5 o'clock. Then 5 o'clock, sometimes on an online class. No time to study. Instead, if you stayed at home, you could have done a lot of that. Another thing is you wake up early. Wake up early. Now, some of you all might be people who study at night. You all study at night. But usually I would recommend waking up early because that time is very peaceful now. You have slept and woke, you're not tired, everyone else at home is sleeping, no disturbance, nothing. So you wake up early. How early? Depends on you now. I remember there were days that I would have woke up at around 3 o'clock in the morning. From 3 o'clock in the morning, let's say, Lama, you study until 10 o'clock in the morning. That is 7 solid hours of study. In 7 hours, I can finish so much of things. You can finish almost every, now for a day, Lama, even if you allocate 2 hours per subject, that is 6 hours of study. If you wake up early morning, maybe you wake up at 4. And then after that, maybe at around 10, from 10 to 12, have a small nap. Then have lunch and conduct study again, and then go to your class, whatever you have. That's another thing that you can do. And also, some other thing is, remember, I would have told this to you all last time. I don't know if you all remember. Remember, I always had this, remember, have an end goal. Have this, remember your why you're doing this. Why are you studying so hard? Why are you trying to get this exam done? That has to properly be there in your head, right? So maybe you're doing this to, make your parents proud. Maybe you're doing this to, get into a local university. Maybe you're doing this for some purpose. That has to be very strong, Lama. And I think one thing, no matter whether you're going to a local uni or not, is at least to make your parents proud, you need to get that done. Because you all know how much of work and sacrifices they've done for you all these years. This is your last year in school. You need to end it up with a bang. I know they will tell you, remember, your parents are not going to pressurize. They are going to be like, even if you pass the exam, it's okay. That's fine. Get a B. It's okay. Even if you get, that's okay. But deep down, all your parents, you all know, wants their child to do well, right? They want their kid to do well. That's what uh that's what they want, no? They will tell you all to make you all feel comfortable. They are like, never mind, you get a B, that's okay. But deep down, I'll tell you that, that feeling when you check your results, I don't know when your results will be out, November, maybe by February, March next year. When your results are out, when you're checking that with your parents, and if your result is a good one, that I'll say that tear of joy from your mother's or father's eye, that's priceless. And how proudly they will be calling around. I don't know if I would have experienced this during O levels. Like how proudly they call around, all the relatives say, my daughter got this, my son got this. Make sure that's not a tear of shame. Make sure that your parents are not ashamed to tell your results to someone else. Because that's the worst thing that you can give them at the end. Because if they are ashamed, if they're trying to avoid your relatives, your uncles, aunties, after results come, that means you have failed them. You failed to give what they want. So make sure you give something at least back to your parents, regardless of what you do for yourself. Because this is your last year in school, and after this, you will most likely be a lot independent than what you do. I think most of your parents must be they are the ones who cook for you and give your breakfast home, right? They are the ones who iron your uh, clothes and send you. They are the ones who wash your school uniform and send you. There might be a few people who might be ironing on your own, who might be washing your clothes on you, but majority, that's the sort. Even until I was doing A-levels until I ended school. My mother was the one who washed my clothes, who ironed my school uniform and gave me every single day. Same thing that's happening to my sisters also. They do so much for you. And this is the last year in your school. Make sure you get it done. Have that why. That why has to be very strong. Why am I sacrificing so much and why am I trying to work hard? Because if you don't have that why, there is no motivation. Because otherwise, you're like, I'll do it tomorrow. I'll do it next week. I'll start from the week after. That is not that. So, okay, this is why I'm doing this. You only have 224 days left. That's around close to around the 7 months. You give it everything. You're not going to regret. So small things like that will help. And also there is something called a time tracker that is there in your case. Anyone, did you all get your fast track books, guys? The ones initially who paid? Did some of you all get? I think around 40 of you all got. Some tunes, there has been delays because of all this festival and all. Some of you all would have got. In your, I'll show your study plan also. There are things that you can get. Okay. So right. Those are a few things on time management. And another thing that I also want you all to do is don't be the crowd who give excuses. I know giving excuses is so easy. Sir, funeral, sir, my cousin's wedding, sir, my this one, sir, my that one, sir, sir, this week we had this, sir. Excuses are for the weak. You're not someone who is going to give excuses. You're not someone who is going to avoid things. You're going to have that right attitude, that can do attitude. You're going to be like, I can do this. I can get this done. Because the moment you start giving excuses, the moment you start saying, no, today is very tiring. I have so much of classes, can't do today, I'll go tomorrow. That's where you go wrong. So your policy has to be no excuses. You're getting this done. That's why you have a weekly plan. Like I said, have a weekly plan. No excuses, you're getting that done. No matter what happens, even if the world ends, by Sunday, your weekly plan has to be over. And if you can finish it by Sunday, Sunday is your rest day. You have a break on Sunday. In my study plan also, I have given it that way. On Sunday, you take a break if you can finish things on by Saturday. How to avoid forgetting things? That is, you forget when you memorize. So don't memorize, Lama. Try to understand things logically. Econ also, it has to be logically put into your head, not memorize. When you memorize, you forget. When you understand something, you won't forget. So those are a few general tips in terms of this, what I want you all to follow. Is that clear? How do you wake up early? Not easy, Lama. I remember at one point, I even had a walking alarm clock. Tough, right? Life is tough. So I remember during A-levels, I had an alarm. It's an app that you can install, walking alarm. So the alarm will only off. I set a number of steps. So from my room to the bathroom, there is around 20, 30 steps. So I set it at 30 steps. So only if I carry the phone and walk for 30 steps, the alarm will off. There is no snooze, there is nothing. So I keep the phone also a little far from my bed. So then I have to walk for 30 steps. Then I'll have to wake up. Not easy. So if you're not a morning person, then you should be a night person. Then stay up at night and so follow those things. I can't remember what exact app is. Just search and see on Play Store or whatever. Walking alarm or something. That's you can set them. So there are different things now that you all can do and get that done. Right. Okay, this is also fun. Now, coming into your fast track monthly plan. Now, whether you are a part of the fast track or not, that I don't care. This week, it's free now. I want you all to follow this plan. The PDF of this has been shared on your groups. I will share this again as well. Can't Kerala, maybe use your parents' phones also then, right? So this is what you need to do in the fast track. Every week there is a study plan. Daily also there is work to do. Can be moved around little depending on your schedule. Okay. You all know, Lamai, in the fast track program, every week we will focus on one unit. On the fourth week, it's a little different. I'll come to that later, don't worry. So this is what you need to do this week. Now today is Monday, but if you have started, okay. So on Monday, what you need to do is, you need to go through your theory, revision, your school note, or whatever. You might have some note for unit 1, have something. So take around 2 hours and just go through. You don't have to memorize the note. Go through, see what is there, put it into your head, refresh your memory. That's what I want you to do. That is what you do on Monday. So you go through, that is unit 1 now. Unit 1, you go through the note. Then on Tuesday, that is tomorrow. Now, tomorrow is where we have our class. No, tomorrow is our fast track class. Fast track class, remember, 3 days a week. I'll come to that later. So now what you do on tomorrow, you read the summarized note in your fast track tutor. Yeah, unit 1 summarized note. I have taken the main important areas of the unit, difficult areas. I have made a small summarized note of around 10 to 15 pages. Theory note is around 40 pages, 40, 50. I summarize into like 10 pages. This is what we will go through in class tomorrow. But before I go through in class tomorrow, you will take like 1 hour, not much like it won't take that long. If you have read the theory note on Monday, this will take only 1 hour. So 1 hour, how many pages are there here? 1, 2, from page number. This is a summarized note for unit 1. This PDF has been sent to you all if you all don't have the printed note. This is from page number 3 to page number 3 to yeah, page number 3 to 80. So there are 15 pages. Not that hard. This is the summarized note for unit number 1. So what you will do is you will take around 1 hour, maybe 1.5 hours. You can read this on the way to school. Now your book also give me a second. Hold on, give me 1 second. So now you all will be getting this, right? This is your monthly fast track book. It's a perfectly by, it's not like a normal tute. It's a 152 page book that has everything. So you will go through this. Okay, right. So this is the book. It's not a book that will tear easily. So maybe while you're going in the bus, maybe while you're coming home from school, you can take to school if you have a free period to go through whatever that you have. So in 1 hour, you can get this done. So now this is how it is. Now, remember, for a day, you need to at least be allocating for all 3 subjects. So 1 hour, I'm telling you to allocate to read this fast track. Either if you want, you can do it on Monday itself. Then Tuesday, you don't have to do this. So you have to, now I have given this plan in a way that you allocate around 1.5 to 2 hours daily for this subject. So 1.5 to 2 hours daily means around 5 hours a day you should be studying now. Huh? The other things will come from the other subjects. Okay. So you read this note. Is that clear? That's what you do on Tuesday. You read the summarized fast track note and then you come to class. Once you do it, you will tick it. Okay. Then on Wednesday also we have a class. On Wednesday, what you need to do is, there is a unit 1 paper. Now this paper is hard. Right? It's not a very easy paper. It's not direct past papers. Some questions might be past papers, very few. But usually it's a little bit of a hard paper. So there is a 100-mark paper from unit 1. You all will see in the PDF that you have. Okay. So here, unit 1, there is a paper. It's only a 2-hour paper. Now, the Tuesday's recording, on Tuesday night itself, I will upload. So class is from 7 to 10. By 11 o'clock, recording will be there on the website. So even if you miss the class, you can still watch that. Then before the Wednesday class is Wednesday night. So you have around 24 hours. You need to do this 2-hour paper. You can do it on Tuesday night itself. You can do it Wednesday early morning if you're not going to school during the daytime, or maybe Wednesday before the class, whatever time. Take 2 hours and you do this paper. This paper will be Podda Kamaru. It will not be an easy one. The fast track is there for the hard areas to cover those. So you get that done. At once that is done. So there is 20 MCQs in this. And there are 3 big essay questions. Write your answers. Whatever you know, you will write. Then in the class, what do? We will discuss. On Wednesday, we will discuss. That's what we are doing day after tomorrow. Then after that, now you're on your own vehicle. You can allocate more time to other subjects also. Yeah. On Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, you're doing past papers on your own. Like the way I told you. Remember, 1 paper, correct it, move to the next. That's what you do. Thursday, you do all the past papers, MCQs, 11 to 23. That will take around 2 hours, 2 to 3 hours max. Then Friday and Saturday, essay questions, I have broken it because essay questions take time. So from 2016, we can start if you all want, if you can do from 11 perfect, but at least 16, 16, 19, 20, 23. So there are 8 years here. If you've done all of that, on Sunday, you can take a break. On Sunday, I also have Monadalamai. I also have the doubt clearing session. On Sunday morning also, we have a class. So that is not a class that I will teach anything from scratch. That is a class. Now, so this entire week, you did unit 1. You came to the fast track class. You did the fast track paper. You did the fast. So all you were studying unit 1. On Sunday morning, what you do is, if you have any doubts from you after doing all of this, still if you're stuck somewhere, if you have any issue, right, that is in the morning. Okay. Morning, I think I put around 6:30 to 8. We can do it early morning. That we can even, if we have more doubts, we will have extra sessions also. Don't worry, right? That is somehow for you to come and clarify any doubt you have from unit 1. So your target is by Sunday, you're the expert of unit 1 who is able to score all of this 28 to 32 marks that comes from unit 1. So that is how your past paper goes. Don't worry about timing and all of it. Focus on getting this done. Now, past paper, usually essay question, one big essay question, half an hour. But as long as you can get it done, you can take. So one essay question. So you think, Lamai, now 100 marks, you have 3 hours. So roughly for 1 mark, you can take 1.5 minutes. So that means for a 4-mark question, you can take around 6 minutes. For a total 20-mark essay question, you can take around 30 minutes. Roughly think of that as the timing. For now, we'll work on timing later. When we do papers, we'll work. For now, focus on getting that done and getting the things done. Is that clear? That's what your weekly you need to do. So then tomorrow, before you come to the class, what you need to do? If possible, try to go through the theory and revision note quickly and read through the fast track note and come. After that, I'll remind you all tomorrow also on what to do. Tomorrow night, we have the next class. Right. So then now you need to have a plan similar to this for the other subjects also. Yes, fast track is a 3-hour class. You can't be only doing econ 11. Now, other subjects, I don't know if there's a fast track or anything. You make a plan. So you know for econ, this is your weekly plan for this week. This week, this is your econ plan. So on Sunday night, when you make your weekly plan, you make your weekly plan for business. You make your weekly plan for accounting. Come up with a similar one. Yes, I will share the PDF again on all the groups again. Right? You can pass it to your friends also. I know if you are in the groups, but just share it with your friends in your school group, whatever thing. Anyone can benefit. It's completely free this entire week. So you can do that. And that's your plan. Do you think you can make a similar plan for the other subjects as well? Because don't only do econ, because then you're not getting anywhere. You need to work on the other 2 also. So you make a plan. Other 2 subjects also. Today I'm doing this, that you make. And somehow within the week, we are going to cover. So then a little bit about the fast track. I'll be ending in another 10-15 minutes. Since some of you all are a little unsure. So the fast track, what happens? And also one more thing. In the fast track, I'm hoping also when you all get your fast track book, can you all please check whether you get the study plan. So this is a small 28-page tute that has all of this, all what you need to do for the next 7 months. If you can tick, I'll tell you today, my 23 batch did this. I gave it for the first time for them. This is not something that you can finish off in 1 day. You can't. Okay. So your time frame is today is the 15th. We'll start today. Today is the 15th April to the, I'll say 24th November. That's your time frame. So you have 224 days. You have 224 days to finish all of this. So what you have over here, Lamai, this is your main topic broken into small parts. You will get the printed one of these fast track students. You all are getting this, right? Some of you all already got it. So unit 1, sorry. Okay. Everything you need to know. Yep. Economic behavior, definition of economics. So once you study that, put a tick. Now, why are there 3 boxes? That is studied 3 times, minimum 3 times. You can put another column and you can do it more times if you want, but minimum 3. So whenever you study one of this, you put a tick, 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 tick. So within a week, at least one of this entire thing you should have ticked. And then later when you're studying it for another time, you will tick it again. If you want to study more, you will tick it. You draw more columns and tick. So all the subtopics are there under unit number 1. Just like that for all the units I have given. No, so this on your pace, you can mark. So whenever you, maybe in the fast track week when you are learning the unit, you can tick. Then later for a term exam when you are studying, you can tick. Later another time you study, you can tick. So whenever you study those times, you will tick. So then you know how many times you have studied those all. So likewise, I have given you all a plan for all the subjects, right? So unit, not all subjects, all the units. So unit 6, 7. So all fast track registered students, you all will get this printed kit. Some of you all have already got it. Others, I have couriered it. You all should get it within this next few weeks, next few days. Right. And then after that, Lamai, there are checklists. So remember, this is what you have to do for the next 7 months for ECOP. You can't get this done in one day. So then your next checklist is all the past paper MCQs. So you need to get all of this done. 2011 question 1. This is not an MCQ grid for you to put the answer away. You will put this tick after doing this MCQ and studying this MCQ. Have I studied this MCQ? If this MCQ comes again in my year, can I do this? Yes, you put a tick. So little by little by little, you will be ticking all of these boxes. Little by little, it will take time, Lama. Now this week, you all will do. This week, you all will be do 2011 unit 1 is question 1 to 9. You have done this. Then 2012, let's say 1 to 6. Okay, you have ticked this. Little by little, you will be ticking. You will be ticking little by little, and then you will tick column. Then after that, now in the fast track thing, we have mock exams also, no? So at the end of every month, there is a mock exam. So month 1, month 2, month 3, month 4. Then after that, after 4 months are over, then we are doing overall mock exam. So there are MCQs. Exams have 50 MCQs now. Have you studied those and done? So you tick those ones. Once you do, you will tick. Then there is, and all the, this is mock exam until 12. Then all the essay questions. So that is 2011. So this is just your checklist, Lama. There is nothing to study in this dude. This is just your checklist. This is all what you have to do for the next what? Next 7 months. The essay question checklist. Then there are some unit-based papers. Then there are some all papers that you all have to do, right? When you all do. Then there is the fast track weekly checklist. If you have done everything in the week in the fast track, then you can put this. Then there is the MCQ book. Remember, I have 2 MCQ books, right? 500 MCQs each, grade 12, grade 13. Not now itself. When times come, we can do it. Then you all can do all of that. So there is 1000 MCQs. That is after the past papers are done. Then you're expert in MCQs. Once you do all the past papers and do this 1000 also, figure out how to do, you can easily score more than 45 from the 50 MCQs in your paper. That is also there. And then one more thing. In your study plan, I have also given something called a time tracker. Now this time tracker, this is for you all. Some of you all can use it. I used this when I was doing A-levels. This is to see how much of time you're wasting and how much of time you're looking. Now you can take a photocopy of this, now. This is for some days only for 1 week. So you have around 20, 30 weeks. So maybe take 20, 30 photocopies. So what you do is, this is what you do. You need to color Lamai. Now on Monday, that is today. No? So today, put that, track your time and see. On Monday from 12 to 1 a.m., what did I do? Okay, I was sleeping. Okay, sleeping is yellow. So sleeping is, let's say, green. Then let's say studying is blue. From 6 a.m. to 10 a.m. this time, I was studying. Then from this time, okay, I was wasting on my phone. So likewise, you use different colors and you track and see. Then at the end, right, at the end of the day, see how much time you spend for each of this. Your motivating factor has to be to increase your time. So today I spent 5 hours studying. So you can see the colors that you have used and shade it in whatever color you want. 5 hours studying. School and classes, I went to school today, 8 hours school. Then sleep, I have slept for another 8 hours. Eat and other activities, 2 hours. I wasted, this is phone and this and that, I have wasted 3 hours. So your goal is to reduce this wastage and increase the studying time. So then see over the week, has that improved? Then you know, so maybe you can get a photocopy of this, have it in your table. So every time you do something, spend some time and color that. And then okay, today, entire day. Now, y'all itself will sometimes feel guilty. Now, let's say you're using black color for time wasted on the phone and all. So if this entire thing is black, 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 you itself will feel guilty. Now, I remember sometimes I start studying. When I start studying, now when I study from 5 to 6, I color it from green. Then I want to, have more grades. Then I'm like, okay, I'm not getting up for my table. 6 to 7 also I'm studying. Then again, I color it from green. So the motivating factor is to, have more greens, let's say. Whatever color you like, you put for that. To have more of that color and try to avoid the blacks. That is a time tracker. So this thing, you'll have to get a photocopy. I have given the format of it. Maybe get 4 photocopies for now. Do it for 1 month and see 4 weeks. 1 page is 1 week. Do it for 1 week and see how long it takes. And see where you can reduce your time. That's again another thing. Good for time management. You can see where you lose time and what you can do. Right. That is that. And then any other personal checklist you can have. So then your ultimate goal is in your study plan, Lamai. If you have ticked all the other small boxes, you can put the final tick on the last page. That is your goal. So in your study plan, this is your study plan. All the boxes are there. This is your last page. Your last page is what I am sharing on the screen. That last box. If you can tick that box, if you can get that done, you can finish this off. Does it still come with other? Yeah, this study plan, I'm sending it with the month 1 book. So month 1, you will be getting this separate book and the study plan. Study plan is not for every month. Study plan is only for the first month. The book you will be getting every month. Different books, different for different months. That is your final goal. So we'll see how many of you all can take it. The day that you take it, you can send me a picture. And trust me, if you have ticked all the boxes that is there, and if you have ticked this final box, you have 7 months. These all what you have do for Econ is there in this study. If you have ticked all of this, if you have ticked this final plan, I'll tell you, you can be very proud of what you have done, and your paper will be a walk. You will definitely score 90 plus, unless you do something careless and sleep during the exam or go for the exam. If you've done everything properly, your 90 plus there is guaranteed. So we'll see how many of you all will get there. I'm hoping all of you by maybe at least by the 20th of November. It'll take time. You can't do this in 1 week. Maybe by the 20th of November, 5 days before the exam, or even 1 day before the exam, or even the morning before the exam, if you can tick all of it, tick this exam ready box, send me a picture. I'll be really, really proud of all the work that you have done. Is that fine? That's your study plan for Econ. Once you get it, you can have a go through of that. Then quickly, just before I wrap up, in terms of the fast track class, guys, one more thing. First week of the fast track is completely free, so make full use of it, pass it to your friends and all. I'll be very honest with you all, I only printed 160 fast track books. So because printing these books are not easy. This is not like it's not like a normal tute. It cost me close to around 1,000 rupees to print that book. So I don't print the same book for the next year. There is no point me printing multiple books and keeping with me also, because it's even if I print 20 books extra, that's around 25,000 extra cost on my end. So I don't print extra. I only printed 160 books. Then I keep 1 book for me. My sisters also come for class. They get 2 books for them. And then, sometimes some deliveries go wrong. So I print extra. So even though I print 160, my plan was to limit registrations for only 150. Can someone check how many are in the group now? Last time I checked, remove the admins. There was close to 140 on the fast track paid group. There is. Can anyone check the WhatsApp group? You're in the WhatsApp group, on the paid WhatsApp group. That says fast track. I think there was 140 something. That's, if you remove the 3 admins, so 151. Okay, there is 151. If you remove the 3 admins, there is 148. So there is 148 paid students registered. I'm looking at only 150, meaning there are 2 more slots available, but I printed 160 books, so I can maximum go until 157. If there is a considerably more amount who are willing to register, I might print a few more books. Yes, but if there is just one or two people, let's say 161 people, I'm not going to print one extra book because I can't print one extra book as well. That's why I have been sending this thing to register like 100 times. Uh, but we'll see. So if there's at least another 20, 30 people willing to, I will print a few extra books and get that done. So if you're planning on registering, try to do that very, very soon. So that's a small message. Because the limited people, it's easier for me to coordinate because going forward, you all will have a personalized person to check on you all of that is there because when there's too much of it, it's too difficult for them. Okay, right. And then just to quickly run through the fast track program, the objective of the whole thing is not just to go to a 75, you're planning on a 95 mark. There will be 3 classes a week. These are the class times. I will share this PDF also. I have shared it already. You have Tuesday 7 to 10. That is where we discuss the theory part. Wednesday 7 to 10 where we do the paper. Sunday morning is where we do the doubt clear. There can be extra classes going forward here and there, but this is our permanent fixed times for now. All of these class recordings, within 1 hour of the class, I will upload it on the website. So let's say Tuesday you miss the class. 7 to 10 is the class. By 11 p.m. But try your level best to come to class now because nattang amarui. But let's say you have something else, something is there, right? You missed the class. By 11 p.m. the recording is there. So you need to try and catch up before the next class and come. Then you come on Wednesday. So on my end, I will stay up and I will somehow upload the recording. All the recordings are there on my website. You know my website, the LMS. It'll in order, all the recordings will be there. You can watch all recordings unlimited times until A levels, no problem at all. That's how the classes go and how things work. No, if you have a theory note, that's fine. You don't have to buy anything separate. Past paper class, I'll let you know the day. Then Monday and Friday, you don't have classes. Then Lamai, so we're starting on the 15th. It's a 7-month program. Today is the 15th. From tomorrow onwards, we'll start learning. 3 classes a week, 12 classes a month. This is the fixed classes. Extra classes will happen for the here and there. That will happen, but you know, now in theory also, I told you all 4 classes a month, but you remember in March, we did around 12, 13 theory classes. That can happen, but not right now, but I'm telling you, 12 classes is the guarantee. Some extra classes here and there can happen. All classes are on Zoom, that you all know. So this is my overall plan, Namai. What we are going to do for the 7 months. Weekly, there is a plan. I will not be doing nonsense. This day, I'm going to finish this. So today, I will tell you in 4 months, this week, what I'm going to finish. Because I don't want to stay unorganized. It's very clear. And so, for example, I'll tell you in month 6 of the fast track, on the 9th of September to the 6th of October, on that first week, we are going to do mock exam 5. Overall mock 5. Plan is set. I'm not going to tell stories and drag the syllabus. I'm not that teacher. I don't know if you all realize that. I'm not the most fun teacher out there to give stories and go on and on about my personal life. I would have shared stuff, but I don't waste time with that. We are on point. We get things done. So week 1, that is this week. This is the week that you all are joining completely for free. We are focusing on unit 1. I showed you all what you all need to do for unit 1. 3 classes. We do the class, we do the paper, we do the past papers, we clear the doubts, done. Then week 2, we do unit 2. Week 3, we do unit 3. And then in week 4, we do a big paper from unit 1, 2, and 3. 50 MCQ, 10 essay question. This paper is going to be tough. And this paper I will mark and give. I will tell you all later how to submit answers. This paper, I will mark your answers, MCQs, essay questions, and give you a marks along with feedback where you can improve what you can do. So this month 1. So month 1 is not April. My month 1 is 15th of April to 12th May. So 4 weeks. That's how the month is there. So don't worry now. Sometimes you all will have problems. So if I pay the fees now, sir, end of the month, sir, it's not like that. Fees goes for 4 weeks. So 15th April to 12th May. And then Month 2, unit 4, 5, 6, and you have an exam at the end. Every weekly also there is a unit exam. And then now each month I will not open the first week for free. That depends. Then once month 4, we are finishing all the 12 units. Then from there onwards, we will be doing overall mock papers. And these papers are hard. So if you can at least score 60 in one of my papers, you can easily score 75 in your A-level paper. That is my guarantee for you. Usually the people who have scored around 80, 85 on my paper are people who would have come among the top 100 in the district, top 100 in the island. They've got the island. If you can, so now even in my current A-level batch, not the current one, the past one, 2023 batch, there were a few students. I'll tell you now, results are not out. I don't know how they did with the other subjects, but there were, I think, 1 or 2 people who were scoring around 90 plus for my mock exams, close to 90. They are most likely to be the people who are going to get very close to 100 in the A-level paper. If they have done their other 2 subjects well, I'm not going to tell names or anything, but I'm pretty sure those students will be among the top 100 in the island. Once results come, I'll let you all know how that went. So then overall, what you all get, this is what you all get. You get 12 classes a month. You get all the recordings. Every month you get a comprehensive book with all the, and also guys, in this book, you have the answers also, right? But when you're doing the papers, please don't look at the answers. I have typed all the answers also and given, so you can refer to later, but please don't do that. 23 results, I think, will be out by the first week of May. Okay, that's there. You have your doubt clearing session. Mock papers will be marked, proven to score 95 plus. You have your clear study plan for the next 7 months. From month 5 to 7, now that is where we do mock exams. That month you will have your personal mentor as well. You will have a past student of mine who will be guiding you all, seeing whether you all are on track and doing all of that. That comes from month 5 onwards. And yeah, that's it. You can pay and register. Like I said again, already around 148 slots are done. There is effectively, if it's 157, there will be around 9 more slots left. You can pay and register. If there are more than that, 1 or 2 more than that, I'm not going to print. Registration will be closed. If there is at least maybe 15, 20, I might print a few more books and open it up. So sooner you pay, sooner your slot will be reserved. But whatever said and done, by next Sunday, registrations will be closed, whether people come or not. Next Sunday is the deadline because I will not be printing and sending books every week because that's too difficult to handle. By next Sunday, registrations are somehow closed and the week 1 is also over. So with that, I'll end with the quote that I had last time as well. If not you, then who? If not now, then when? So we start today. After this class, stay for half an hour, Lamai. Make your plan properly for this week. And tomorrow I'll see you all for the proper unit 1 class. Read the fast track note and so see you all and have a nice day. If you have questions, please feel free to stay and get them clarified. See you. Bye.